I was going to make a difference between Democratic voters and Democrat elected official. Democrat voters are ripe for these candidates that run on common sense. I win not just Republican voters in my district, but independents and Democrats. And you saw even in a state like New York, the teachers' unions, people are waking up. Parents of all political parties are waking up that the union leaders do not have the kids' best interest in mind. And whether it's parents, teachers, or students speaking out, it's going to be of all political ideologies. But you know who's not listening? Nancy Pelosi's not listening. House Democrats are not listening. They are going to continue to try to desperately jam through this bad reconciliation package, and the American people are going to speak loudly and clearly that they don't support it.
I think we're going to have the worst of both worlds in this situation. I think the Democrats are going to be like Terry McAuliffe. They're going to say, no, there's no CRT in the schools. They're going to try to speak louder and overcome what people are doing, and they're going to hide it. They're going to go deeper and deeper. And I agree with Congresswoman Stefanik that they are not going to change here because they're too deep into it. But they're going to try to fool the American people again, and it's going to be vigilance on the part of the parents to make sure it's not happening.
I think your best bet is, what did we hear from them this morning? The thing we heard from them this morning is like they have to double down. And it's not like they didn't have the warning before the election. They heard it in the polls. They heard it in the crowds coming to the board meetings. And every chance they had an opportunity to change course, they doubled down. They brought the Attorney General in. And then when it found out based upon his whole opinion was based upon one letter, and then they rescind the letter and say, we're sorry, that wasn't it, the Attorney General didn't back away. So every indication they've had so far, they have not. They doubled back down. So time will tell, but the earliest time right now, it's kind of sad they're being tone deaf.
Can I just add something again? I mentioned the experience of my race because I think it's important that we all understand that no matter what the culture is or the race is, anyone who digs deeply into education, faith, family, and free market will win. They will be part of the middle class. I've seen my community over the last 50 years go into a tailspin. I've been talking about choice forever. What I'm excited about now is we've had good people across our country who've been very sympathetic to this cause, but they've also had options. They didn't have to worry about their kids not being educated, or they had the right zip code. So there was sympathy, but everybody just moved on. We now have empathy, where parents, mothers are seeing my kid now. I now understand what it is not to have a choice, or to have a curriculum that is teaching how to be a failure, something that we've been dealing with for quite a while. So the empathy piece that I see happening, which is what we're good at as a nation, is what's going to change the trajectory. And we don't lose that. Once we get it, once we understand it, once it's a heartfelt thing, we're all in. So I think what they're seeing now is, you're right, the left will not change their ways. They'll just try to be more stealth because that's who they are. They're telling us CRT is not around. We all know they're teaching our 6-year-old kids that they're evil if they're born white. That kind of stuff is crazy, but they have no shame. So we have to realize it's not going to go away. We have to be diligent. We have to recognize that we're all in this together. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle we're on. Our kids are important to us, and we need to be all in to make sure that that's being transparent, and that the parents have a say at the agenda and the curriculums to move forward.